A couple months ago, I read this amazing book called XOXO. To put it briefly, it was a romance between a music student from America who comes to Korea to be with her sick grandmother. And there she has a romance with a boy who's a member of a K-pop band. I loved that book, but I loved the second book, ASAP, even more. And this is my book review of it. The reason I liked this book more than the first one was because the main character was my favorite character from book one, Sorry. Yeah, something. She was the main girl's roommate in the first book, and at first I didn't really like her. She was kind of ice queen, very mean, low-key mean to the main girl because of an incident at the beginning of the book. But in the first book, we get a glimpse of who she really is. And Sorry, deep down, is a sweetheart. She loves stuffed animals, anything cute, and she just wants to make people happy. She wants to become an idol so she can have fans and make them happy. That was kind of her thing. She was a trainee at this music company and went to the same school as the main girl. In that book, we find out that that one of the main guy's bandmates had a forbidden romance with a girl who we later find out is Sorry. And they have this kind of, they really like each other, but they have to stay away from each other. And one of the things I thought was so weird in the first book was that I was waiting for the scandal. I was waiting to see, why was this relationship so taboo? I mean, I had all these thoughts. Was it an age difference? Was it a power imbalance? Was it unconsensual? There were so many things that I just thought, oh, there's gotta be something good. And at the end of the first book, it turns out, no. The scandal was that two teenagers were dating, and one of them was an idol. They're about the same age, like within the same year, but the scandal was that two teenagers was dating. And I thought that was the weirdest thing ever, because what is controversial about two teenagers dating when neither of them are cheating on someone else? And apparently, within the K-pop industry, idols don't really do relationships. They're supposed to be in a committed relationship with their fans. So, if I'd known more about K-pop, I wouldn't have found that so strange. I mean, I still think I would have found it pretty strange because, yeah. Now, in the first book, Sorry wanted to be an idol, and she'd been training basically her whole life to become an idol. But in the beginning of this book, it's discovered that, or she discovers that, no, this isn't what I want to do with my life. I don't want to live in the spotlight forever. And so this book is really Sorry trying to find her way career-wise, and what do I want to do with my life? Because although she doesn't want to be an idol, she's not sure what she actually wants to do. Now the problem is that Sorry has signed a contract with her mother's company, so she can't just go away and fuck off and do whatever she wants. But it is her mother's company, so she makes a deal with her mother that if I help this girl group come to success, and especially this one girl who doesn't have the training to become an idol, but is the kid to someone her mother is trying to secure money from, financial assistance, because her mother's company isn't going the greatest. So if Sori can make this girl ready to perform and be an idol for this group ASAP, then she will be let go from her contract and be allowed to do whatever she wants. So this has there's a lot on the line for Sori to make this group succeed. But more than that, Sori is a sweetheart who wants to make people happy. And she wants to help this girl who really wants to become an idol, is a hard worker, and not a bad person in any way. She has no idea that her father is trying to buy her way into stardom. And yeah. And then there's Nathaniel, who is the main guy. And I honestly didn't really like him. Not because he's bad in any way, he's a great guy. I found him a bit boring. But they're cute together. I mean, all of these are cute moments. So many cute moments. They're really good for each other, and I love that. One of the things I like about this book was, unlike in the first book, where the main girl basically has no clue how this industry works, Sori knows exactly how everything works, and she works it like a pro. She's amazing at just playing the game. That is really one of the qualities I most like about her. She knows what she's doing, and she isn't caught off guard. She's cool and just goes for it. Like I said, the romance was cute, but the aspects I really liked about the book was more connected to Sori's relationship with her mother. Because in the first book, I kind of hated her mother because, oh, just let your kids be happy. Why do you have to forbid them from dating each other? They're not siblings. I said it wrong. Let your kid be happy, and why can't this guy, who are not related to, be happy? Yeah. But now I have a different view of her, because Sori's mother was an orphan. She had no family, and she was an idol, and then she got pregnant with Sophie's dad, and had to marry into his horrible family, who have been awful to her for basically the entire time they've known each other. I really hate her father, and I really hate her grandmother, and I'm so happy the way it turned out for her mother. I think that was great. Oh, but that's a spoiler, so you're gonna have to find that out on your own. But anyway, as Sori puts it, her father has been cheating on her mother for a long time. Very long time, since she was a child. And she thinks that her mother has been staying with her father because her father owns a lot of stock in her mother's company. And because her father wants to be a politician, he can't have a divorced wife, because that's frowned upon in Korea. And kind of the rest of the world too, for a politician. But anyway, so that's a bit of a side plot with the mother's relationship with the father. And at some point, I really hate the father, because he just sends Sori out on dates with his business partner's sons, and they're typically awful, and she just oh. But she plays the game in every way and just smiles and knows exactly what to say and has learned, oh, sometimes it's not best to stand up and do the right thing. It's best to sit and nod and smile and yeah, this is just swallow the bitter pill. There were so many points in the book where I just wanted Sori to shout at them that this is wrong. But she just, no, I know how this game is played. It's better to do the way I do it. She's very calculating. But like I said, she's calculating. That's a big part of her. But her true self is a warm person who wants to make other people happy, and she's kind. Now, in the beginning of the book, there's some light scandal for Nathaniel, the male lead, and his little sister, who is very close with Sori. Sori stayed with his family one summer, and they were so nice to her, so she really likes them. And his little sister says, well, Nathaniel is having a problem. Can't he stay with you? Can't you help him out? And she's like, that's kinda... Mom says I can't date him and so, but she ultimately decides to invite him to stay with her. Which is a good decision, because Sori lives in a rich people neighborhood, and there's no paparazzi where she lives. Because just aren't. And so they live together, but most of their romance that's interesting happens out in the world when Sori is on her way to promote this ASAP band and gets invited to all these TV programs. It's good. It's fun. And now I just want to share a piece of my favorite chapter from the book. And in this chapter, Sori and the girl she's coaching is on a game show together with the members of XOXO and a couple others. And they're in 2 teams, and the goal is to find these stuffed animals. And it's both very cute. Cute moments from Sori, cute moments from Sori and Nathaniel. And it's just a warm, joyful chapter. And here it is. From chapter 14, page 116. We find the last plushie behind a potted plant. It's holding a cello, I shout. You have an uncanny knack for finding stuffed animals, Nathaniel says. Are you good at finding stuffed animals? Or are stuffed animals good at finding you? I refuse to qualify that question with an answer. One of the things I like about Sori and Nathaniel is the light banter they have going on. And it's basically sincere moments mixed with banter. It's very cute, and you can really tell that both of them feel a lot of love for each other, and not just romantic love. You can tell that these two were friends before they become together romantically. They have chemistry in a very sweet way. Like I've said, I have known next to nothing about K-pop, the K-pop industry, or Korean culture. I know nothing. And I still really enjoy this book, and I think you can really enjoy this book, even if you don't like K-pop. It's a great romance, very cute, just very homey and warm and positive. This is a feel-good romance. You're not going to feel much negative emotions. You might feel hate toward the father, very natural, but he's not the main point. He only appears a little. And it's fine in small doses. And if you actually do like K-pop and all those things, you are going to adore this series. Both this book and the first one. I really, really recommend it. 5 stars.